Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times on Wednesday, May the 31st. Let's start with Donald Trump. What's he done lately? Well, yesterday he signed an executive order that likely means a number of women will no longer get paid coverage for contraceptives under their private health insurance programs. This is to meet some religious objections. You know where this will lead. Lack of contraceptives will lead to pregnancies, and you know where unwanted pregnancies sometimes lead. In other news, Donald Trump wishes people would stop talking about the Russians. I guess he would. Lots more to come, and the headlines keep getting stronger that there are serious things to find out about his family and his aides and their relationships with Russians. The FBI is on the case. Elsewhere, back in Arkansas, the State Judicial Discipline and Disability Commission said that its top two staff members will not be able to do the investigations of Wendell Griffin for taking part in a death penalty protest while he heard a case tangentially related to the death penalty, and Griffin's own complaint that the Supreme Court received ex parte communications and otherwise acted improperly in removing him from all death cases. These are competing claims. The staff members might have to testify, so a special counsel will have to be hired. That counsel will be the choice of the commission itself, which has political appointees, including 3 members named by the Supreme Court itself, so you can't always rid yourself of all potential complications in these cases. Good news out of a Metroplan meeting today. They approved a deal where a bike company is going to start renting bikes for people to use in Little Rock and North Little Rock, one of these bike share programs that have become popular in cities around the world. They hope to get this underway by the spring of 2018. Walmart's having its annual stockholders meeting in Fayetteville this week. It draws thousands of people from all over the world, always a big deal. Big name entertainers come as part of the stagecraft. Outside groups also try to get attention during this time. A union-backed group, for example, presented a petition today to Walmart asking it to equalize its paid family leave benefits. It happens that birth mothers who are salaried workers at Walmart get 10 weeks of paid leave. That's a great deal. Hourly workers, however, only get half-time pay. They don't get treated nearly as well as the salaried workers. This group wants equal treatment. However, you've got to say in Walmart's favor that they do provide some amount of paid leave for everybody, at least for mothers, not for fathers and adopted parents. A lot of private companies are required to provide leave, that is time off, but they're not required to pay for it under federal law, and many of them don't. Only about 14% of people who work for private companies get paid leave, so Walmart actually does better than others. But they could do better, and they're an easy target. Here's some good news for you. Carmen Twillie Ambar, she's a proud Little Rock native, graduated of our public high schools, has just been named president of the prestigious Oberlin College in Ohio. It's a fine school, and she's the first African-American leader of that school. She tells a great story about how her father, who went on to be a veteran educator himself, came up off a hard scrabble cotton farm out near Forest City, Arkansas, the Dark Corner it was known as. They're in the dark corner. The Twillies are no more. Her mother also is a retired educator, well known around here. Big news yesterday from the 4th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in Wisconsin. Transgender students won another legal battle. You may be able, as a transgender person, to use the restroom that comports with your gender identity. This is something that politicians from Arkansas to Texas to the White House aren't quite ready and willing to accept, but the courts keep saying the law and the Constitution says that's what they're entitled to, and that's good news. I had to leave early yesterday. I may have mentioned to go to my annual meeting with the delegates to Boise State, 600 political future leaders of Arkansas gathering at UCA. It was a little bit milder than in years past. They're a Trump crowd, no doubt about that, but they seem to be more thoughtful in some years past. I was interested to note, speaking of transgender students, that there are no questions at all from them about something that used to be a very hot topic, and that was equal rights for LGBT people. Perhaps young people today are past that issue, even if some politicians are not. You know, there was a Texas legislator who threatened to shoot another one in the head during debate over a bathroom bill down in Texas. I also left yesterday with the State Board of Education still considering the case of Covenant Keepers Charter School out in southwest Little Rock, a school that since its beginning has never met proficiency standards on academics and has spawned dozens of still unanswered questions about financial irregularities at the school, a lack of paper trails for credit card expenses and that sort of thing. Well, the State Board of Education decided it should keep its charter. It was persuaded that the school is doing almost as well, not quite almost as well as some Little Rock School District schools. Here's the key difference though. The State Board of Education has allowed this charter school to have autonomy, while it won't allow Little Rock schools who do the same as better to have autonomy in their own. They're going to keep control of those schools. It's simply unfair. The difference is Walton money. The Waltons were behind the lawyer who made the case for the school. The Waltons bailed out the school from a deep financial hole with a big grant of money through its private charter management corporation, which is beyond the reach of state inspection. There's a Walton financed charter school assistance group that's also working with this charter school, about 150 kids. There was much lamentation about the Latino students who attend school there, from among others, Joan Adcock of the Little Rock City Board. They were nowhere to be found when the Little Rock School District, under state control, closed a couple of succeeding schools in Little Rock School District, including Wilson, that had a bunch of Latino parents who were very happy with the schooling their children were received there, but their school has now been closed and a failing charter school has been allowed to keep open. The Walton Charter School Advocacy Unit at the University of Arkansas has proclaimed that it doesn't really matter if the scores are the same or any better at the other Little Rock schools. If the parents want to be there, that's good enough for them. Accountability and performance no longer means anything. It's simply political ideology. Choice is good enough, and there you go. Check the Arkansas blog tonight. I've got some political news coming, I understand, on the federal level, so I think you'll find a little something there later on today based on something I've just heard. I'm Max Brantley. Resist.